Hi guys, it's Alex McCann here from Manchester-based social media company Aldringham HQ, and we're here today with Matt from the Cheshire Cleaning Co to talk about Instagram, importantly, and how he uses it to market his cleaning business over in Widnes. So a little bit of background to why we're doing this. We trained Matt on Instagram and also sort of a bit of Facebook and a bit of LinkedIn on Good Friday, and that stands out because I never normally work on Good Friday. I'm normally seeing my friends in the pub or whatever, but we train him on Good Friday, so it always will stand out. And his activity on Instagram and his business wins have skyrocketed over the past 3 months, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So hi, Matt.
Hi Alex.
Hi, thanks for joining us today. So first of all, for those that don't know you, that don't follow you on Instagram, because you're very prolific on there, tell us about your business, Cheshire Cleaning Co, and obviously how long you've been in business, number of staff, a potted history of success stories over the past few years.
Okay, so we started in February 2018. We have 3 staff and we cover basically the whole of the Northwest. And the majority of the stuff that we do is commercial cleans or like carpet and upholstery.
So yeah, about 2 years in business then. So that's obviously you're sort of getting up to the sort of 3-year mark, which is really important soon. So
yeah,
that's sort of pivotal. So obviously, as I said, you're in Widnes. We're over in Aldringham, which is I'm not sure in miles, but it's quite a few miles away. So I remember you saying, like, when you sort of, we did a training, you searched for a few social media companies and then specifically chose us. So why, first of all, did you feel you needed training? And why did we make the list?
I felt I needed training because lockdown happened and, well, none of us have gone through this, so I just wanted to get some training under my belt to keep the marketing going. And then I come across yourself because I Googled it. I was all over social media, and once you Google it, obviously all these companies pop up. And there was only really Aldringham HQ that had the engagement on the posts. When you go and look at the other companies, there was like 1 like or 1 comment, and then if you went in and read the comments, it'd be like, "Well done, son." Now I know my mum comes to my profile and says, "Oh, well done, son," but if you're trying to get engagement, and there was none there, but your post, there was like 100 likes, 80 comments, and then I had to go through and read them all. And I thought, let's go with Alex. So then I emailed you and we got booked in for the next day.
Wow, so that's an important part. Like, I didn't think about this. Like, when you said that, like, people just going, "Well done, son," and sort of mums and dads jumping on. I think maybe the reason I had to push it so hard is my mum literally only joined Facebook last year. My dad doesn't use computers at all, and my sister hardly uses social. So I couldn't have that sort of friends and family network to go and like everything I did, which was really annoying. So what marketing did you do before this then? What did you, I didn't ask this, but what marketing did you do social before? Did you do traditional advertising? Did it work?
In the past, we've done push, like leaflets. That was just, that didn't work. That was a waste of money. We threw money out on Facebook sponsored posts. Again, if you don't know what you're doing, you're just burning that money. The best thing really was the training, because you learn really how it works and the best things to how to go about advertising it and have it more of a personal face, not like an image, like a Canva image. I've tried to start doing that. I've tried to put my face out there more. I took on board the tips that you passed, like the display picture, have it as your face, not your logo, and just be there all the time, updating.
It's really, really important to like put a person behind a business. People don't buy from logos; they buy from people. So, as you said, before we trained you, obviously on Good Friday, you were on about, I think you said 1,300 followers, and it's now nearly doubled. It literally, I think I checked it this morning, it was something like 2,400. So talk us about why you feel that happened.
After the training, it's not like you went through the profile and give us a bad point. You just told us where to improve. I wrote all that down, and literally after our training session, I just implemented that. I brought our following down, but got our followers up. Display picture, tied it up a bit, and tried to get rid of all the text images from the profile, and now it's more specific to the task. Or today we've done this, or we'll put a story on, or we'll be a bit more interactive to get some engagement and put questions out there. So then we're messaging forward and back. And people just randomly message and say your profile's infectious, and we keep having to come back and check it, which is great, really.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, people definitely want to, people have that kind of idea that they want to go viral and, as you said, infectious. But it's still quite it's a massive leap, like what, 3 months to go from 1,300 to 2,400-ish. That's like you've put a lot of work into that. So it's not just the training. I think the important thing is the hard work after it as well.
It is, yeah.
So you just hinted on it then. You highlighted that one thing you did was massively reduce the number of people you're following in a massive way. Because I think I remember you were following about 1,300 as well as having 1,300 followers. It's now down to about 80 something. So how did you decide to sort of, who am I going to bin, who am I going to stick with?
It was difficult between getting blocked by Instagram. Basically, I just had to take everybody off and then follow certain accounts. Like I'll follow suppliers, keep interactive on their page so they know we're there. People that are our customers or we want to be our customers. And services that I buy from, really, and that's it. It is difficult sometimes because there's lots of great accounts that I really want to follow, but I don't want to get back into that situation of following too many people. So then I will follow them from my personal account, not the business.
Yeah, because I think that's a biggie, like literally in terms of like, you look at some people and they boast, oh, look, I've got 15,000 followers, and like you're following 20,000. That's why you've got the 15,000. Like for you to have only following like 80-ish and to have over 2,000 literally following you is a big thing. So this is a biggie because obviously the reason I wanted to interview you, particularly on Instagram, was not just the growth, but the fact that you're slightly different than what you'd imagine the Instagram aesthetic is. So you're a cleaning company. It isn't always beautiful. So some of the things that I've seen you do is pull disgusting things out of showers. And that really sticks to me, like that thing that you had, I can't remember what you called it, like a cradle of just filth. But tell us why your dirty feed works.
There's a market for it on Instagram. There's lots of people that follow us purely for the filth. There's quite a lot of things that we try and filter out, but things like the shower traps or the dirty holes or the filthy dirty holes, hairy dirty holes, people come back for this. So we do always show it. So when we go into like a new clean, we could just like have a quick look and think, is this Insta worthy? If it is, great, because sometimes you can pull it out and it's like a dead rat, and people love it.
Yeah, I remember the rat video, or I think that was on stories of you sort of creeping into like a back garden somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's definitely a market for that sort of stuff.
There is. We're not your traditional cleaning company. Lots of people put out images of beautiful houses. We put out pictures of filth just to show this is where we are today and this is what we're doing, and there's an after picture.
So what goes through your head then when you walk into somewhere and you see somewhere look obviously absolutely filthy, and the first thought is this is great on Instagram, the second thought is we've actually got to clean this. So what's the balancing act between that?
First thing is just to get some pictures, videos, just to show how it was when we walked in. Maybe do a few stories throughout, and then obviously showcase it at the end just to say this is how it started, this is how we left it. And lots of people love it.
So how do you find the time? We're going to go on to stories next, but how do you find the time to do all of this? Because obviously a lot of people I train go, I've not got the time for social media. I'm too busy doing my job. And obviously you're very busy doing what you do, but how do you find the time to get your phone out and do all of this?
You just have to. It's part and parcel of keeping your profile active. I did think during training, thinking, God, a couple of hours a day, because it's not like a weekly task, as you said. You just get into the routine and you think, right, that's going to make a great story. Either do a quick video or a picture, and then maybe when you have a little break, just throw it out there.
But yeah, you've got to definitely make the time. So one thing you really drilled down on, obviously, yeah, you're still busy on the feed and everything like that, but you've really drilled down on his sort of Instagram stories. And I think you're probably the one of the few people that I see on Instagram that actually post more stories than me. So I probably only post about, 6 to 10 max a day, whereas I think I saw it the other day, you were posting like, it must have been 20 plus, maybe even 30. So how many stories do you post on an average day, would you say?
I reckon about at least one an hour. At least.
And that's from pretty much 7, 8 a.m. in the morning to like 11 at night?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And obviously you feel it works, and I feel it works because I'm continually, when you look at the circles at the top, I'm obviously seeing you. Would you say like stories are a massive part of your success on Instagram?
Absolutely, because that makes your followers to come back to your profile just to check back up what other stories are there, and it brings them back. If it's a grid post, it might get lost, but if you're uploading constant stories, you're constantly at the top of people's profiles. When somebody signs in, you're there because they've not seen your latest story, so they're just going to click it. So yeah, it brings them back.
Yeah, I think 1 hour is like literally you're going to be permanently at the front of people's stories based on whenever someone logs in each day. People are creatures of habit. So we talked about it briefly before, time now spent on marketing on Instagram. Talk us through how long you spend, your average day on Insta.
An average day on Insta, I get up, I check other people's profiles, their stories, see what they're up to, upload where we're going. As we arrive at jobs, then we'll throw some pictures or videos out. Maybe a question just to get people talking, or if it's really bad, then tag virtual friends in there and say, come and help me. If you live closer, I could really do with your help. That gets them sharing the stuff and joining the conversation on the grid. It's just great.
So how many hours would you say? You said you sort of post once an hour. In terms of like producing content, posting content, responding to people, how many hours a day are you now spending?
At least 2, maybe 3. So sometimes the messages can go wild, and I do honestly feel that you should be replying to everybody, because I don't like accounts that blank messages. So even if it's just a double tap on their message or a thank you, I think that's lovely.
Yes, I mean, 2 hours a day. I mean, what really, I can't swear, what really pees me off though, it's like when you see things on social media, is like, oh, you can manage your social media in 10, 20 minutes a day. It's rubbish.
Absolutely not.
You'll invest the time. So one thing you do in a big way, humor and cheekiness is one thing that you do on your stories, and you put that into Instagram in a big way. Would you say that's the secret behind your success?
I would, yeah, but that's more me. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm just being me on my stories. So whether we go into a job and your head falls off, or it's really disgusting and it turns your stomach, you've just got to get on with it.
So, I mean, obviously tell the people watching this some of the things that you've done. I know you got like, was it how many followers? Once you got to 2,000 followers, the shirt came off. Was that one thing that you did?
We use SIBO vacuums, and they have celebrities that model their new vacuums. So I kind of played that off. So I said, once I hit 2K, I'm going to go topless. 5K, I'll use the joggers, and 10K, I'll be stackers. SIBO are right behind me. It's probably I'm trying to push them for a gifted new vacuum, but they're not biting quite yet, so I have to tag them in stories every day, and they'll pull me. But we will get there. So 5k boxers, 10k starkers.
So how long do you think it's going to be to your starkers then?
Not long. Lots of people keep messaging and saying we're nearly there at 5k and da. Nobody's forgot. So
yeah, so it's going to be by the end of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorted. So when it comes to Instagram, who else do you admire in the cleaning sector specifically, or is it non-cleaning companies you take inspiration from for your ideas?
It's more individuals that do what we do. We don't look to big people. We look for the real people with the safe advice, and the people that are professional and going out there every day, like myself, earning a living and just documenting it on the Instagram. Yeah. And there's a couple out there that spring to mind, and that only ever give safe advice and will promptly tell you if you're wrong.
So in terms of, obviously, a lot of people aren't in the cleaning sector that'll be watching this, are just watching it because they want to know how to use Instagram. Yeah. Who else is good on Instagram? Because when I think of cleaning, I think of Mrs. Hinch, but I don't know whether she's good or not. I don't really watch her. So is she good or not?
No.
Straight answer there.
She does a lot of things that are not bad. Some of the things that are a little bit wrong, or I don't agree with a couple of things that she does. Fair play to her, it works for her what she does, but yeah.
Is there like a comment? Is there like a cleaner influencer sort of thing? Because I guess there's influencers for every sector.
There is, yeah. But there's cleaning influencers and there's professional cleaners.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, what works for Mrs. Hinch would not work for us, because if you go onto Mrs. Hinch's Instagram, her house is immaculate. If you come to a job with us, you couldn't do what Mrs. Hinch does. So we can't hinch homes. We've got to clean it professionally. So that's why we don't look at Miss Hinch for inspiration, because it wouldn't work. It's mainly the smaller accounts that we look to and say, well, you're doing that, that's great.
Yeah.
Can we copy this idea? And just get friendly with them.
I guess it's the same in every sector. I know PTs have a problem with like fitness influencers where they give either wrong advice or it's not relevant for most people. And I have sort of issues with social media influencers where they sort of go, oh, you've got to do engagement on social media, and then they don't do the engagement. And it's like they don't follow their own advice a lot of the time. So same with every industry. So if you're not in the cleaning industry, look, as you said, for the smaller guys or smaller girls that are doing it, because they're probably being a bit more authentic in what the advice they give and more true. So one thing that you did, which I sort of borrowed part of your idea from, the confessions box idea. Tell us about
that. This was borrowed from a friend up in Newcastle. She does fortnightly confessions. So she puts her story up to say, we're going to do confessions tonight. Everything's shared in confidence, and then leaves a question box at the bottom, and that's open for absolutely anything. You can write, I've had a great day, or you could write absolutely filthy, something crude. Whoever it is, that answer then gets shared onto another story just to share with your followers. People do come back, and there's serial confession clients, should I say. And I know somebody started it yesterday, and by the end of the night, they'd had enough. They was like, this is pure filth. I can't cope with this. Who are these people? It works massively for engagement because people are responding to you. And in the question box, you only have a certain amount of lines, so you get 3 lines. If it's a bit long-winded, they can send it you in an inbox, and then you can just copy and share it back to a story. So they are good. I've saved them as a highlight, just to go back and have a look on. And then again, like any feedback, I should save that as a highlight, just in case you're having a bad day, you can flip back and see what people are saying about you.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. And as I said, we sort of borrowed from it. We've sort of started doing the Sunday good news roundup of the week. And I felt like Confessions isn't me, but good news, kind of like embracing that like positivity. And I've done it 2 weeks in a row now. And it really works to get people engaged. People want to share their good news, and it's good to shout out about them. So cheers for the steal.
You're welcome.
So we've talked about what you've done. What people probably want to know now is ROI of Instagram and social media. So you've actually won business from Instagram over the past 3 months as well as likes. So just elaborate, explain, whatever.
We've won 4 big new companies. That was purely through Instagram. Following the advice from the training and what you instructed us to do. It was more so the engagement. We was going out and saying, in a nutshell, I want you to be our customer.
Yeah.
And then, from there we just built up a bit of chat on the inbox, and then the next minute just sending jobs over. Can you do this? Need that? Go there. But the main thing is we're pushing out, this is what we're doing and this is what we're capable of. And they're obviously looking at that and thinking, well, at the minute, our cleaners or our carpet cleaners can only do certain tasks, but we do a wider range. So it just makes more sense for a company to say, listen, you take care of this and give it us back once it's clean.
Yeah. So no, it's good to see it's worked. And obviously you said that you've sort of won the 4 big clients there. As you said, commercial cleaning contracts, not just like the one-off cleaning Mrs. Jones's house once or 2 months or something. It's big, juicy clients. So that's good. And I think you highlighted something there that's really important. It's not just the engagement side. Anyone can engage, but it's also showing off your expertise and getting the balance right between both of those two.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's lots of people engage, and then you're like thinking, what the hell do they do? And they never show off what they do. So getting both sides right is key. So we've talked about Instagram. Obviously, as I said, once we did the training, you came to me and said, can I have Instagram and Facebook training? And I said, Facebook's kind of not right. You should go down the LinkedIn route. And one thing you've sort of semi-done, you've not totally done it, but you've kind of semi-ditched Facebook. Why?
Instagram's more positive. And I just feel, if you look at Instagram business page or Facebook business page, Instagram is better because, I don't know, I feel on Facebook it's had its day. It's more about Instagram now, and obviously it's working if we're winning clients from Instagram. Facebook, I don't think I've ever won a client through Facebook ever. So all about Instagram.
Yeah, you've got to. Yeah, Facebook can be hard with the algorithms and so on. And I guess go where the business is coming. That's kind of like, if you know it's working, stick with that. Ditch it if it isn't working. So last question: 3 top tips for Instagram that you'd pass to anyone.
Ooh. Be yourself. Yeah. Don't try to be. Don't like put a fake persona on when you go online. Just be you. Because if one day you can't be bothered, it's going to show and they'll think, hey. Always put out your own content. Even if you can't think of an image to put on the post, just put your face. It's you. Yeah. And number 3 is be current. So be there every day. Don't just do it once a week. Don't put out one grid post. Be there all the time, responding to your messages and engaging with your followers, because that's why they're going to come back. Put out stories regularly. make it so that people are coming back to see what you're up to.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, be yourself, turn up regularly and put out fresh content all the time. That's basically the 3 tips.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. So let's say people have watched this. Where can they find you? Obviously on Instagram, your website, all your contact details and so on.
Everything is Cleaner Cheshire on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and the website is cleanercheshire.co.uk.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time, Matt. That's been really useful. People are going to take away absolutely loads from this.
You're welcome.
So yeah, just thanks again, Matt. Thanks.
You're welcome, Alex.
All right. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.